Now, here's Emilio DiSpirito.
Hello, and thank you for taking a seat with us at the round table. This is Real Estate Simplified, and I'm your host, Emilio DiSpirito, team leader of the DiSpirito team with Prudential Gammons Realty, and here with our co-host, Zachery Levesque with Maverick Funding.
Hello, everyone. Thanks, Emilio.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us, and this is the most important hour of radio here on Newsradio 920 each and every Sunday at 10 a.m. The Roundtable is a national affiliate of the Real Estate Radio Network with over 200 shows in the U.S. We have you covered. Many people looking to relocate will often turn to me for a referral to one of our real estate agents in that specific market. The Roundtable is your show dedicated to rebuilding Southern New England's housing and credit market, and there are solutions and tremendous opportunities out there for all of us. You just need the trusted advice that our guests and I will be sharing with you for free each and every Sunday. Each show I remind you to reach out for any real estate or credit, investment, or finance questions. We have a network of the state's top professionals that are ready to assist you. I'll make the connection. You can text or call me at 401-359-2338. Save the number under Emilio, E-M-I-L-I-O, in your phone, 401-359-2338. So today we're gonna get right into it. Zach, we're gonna talk about what's going on in the market, man. We've got a lot of good stuff going on in the mortgage end of things.
Yeah, so much going on, so I have to chop it down to be a little efficient. The first thing I wanted to mention was interest rates. We touched on it briefly last week, that there's been a significant decline over the past couple months and actually the last 30 days in interest rates. Many national articles published recently within the last 3 or 4 days suggest to homeowners now that it's time to refinance, as the window is open, and many economists don't believe that it's going to be open for long, as interest rates have decreased another 50 basis points over the past 30 days, which that translates to about 1/4 to 3/8% interest rate reduction, which is great news for people that have homes currently to refinance and for people in the market to buy. These reports suggest that rates will stay low, most reports, but once things recover economy-wise, they're going to uptick.
And
definitely.
We're already seeing it. I mean, if you look around, you're seeing businesses, like a lot of construction out there, more and more, especially in Massachusetts.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you're seeing more and more in Rhode Island. Like, I was just driving through East Greenwich, and I seen 2 different buildings that they were totally like ripping down and just totally building out again, which is really great.
Yeah, money has been cheap for a while, but I think investors have stayed out of the market because once you put money into a project, there has to be an end result. Somebody's got to buy it. Somebody's got to lease it. Somebody has to rent it. So with so many factors pointing to an improvement, the risks are being taken now, even though rates are still where they were 2 years ago. As the economy is getting stronger, risk-taking is occurring at a higher level.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that was one of the mortgage news-related articles that I was looking at. The other article revolved around real estate appreciation. As we all know, the real estate market, condos, single families, multifamilies, got hit hard over the last couple of years.
Yes.
Starting probably around 2009, when the, so to speak, bottom of the market fell out. Zillow, which is, Emilio, you're familiar with Zillow.com, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. We're all over it.
Yeah, great site to search properties. But Zillow recently published something online, and they took economists' predictions to try to figure out what's going to happen with real estate over the next 4 years. Now, nobody knows exactly, but when numerous economists were asked this question, they basically collectively put together all the results, and expectations are for a 4.05% increase in real estate over the next 3 years.
Well, that's great.
And that's nationally. There's different pockets that might experience higher or lower. There was a article about Miami coming back strong, Vegas, but those markets were severely hurt over the last 4 years compared to other markets.
Zach, let me ask you. So, are they talking about a 4.5% increase over those 4 years altogether, or per year?
Well, that's the 4% was expectations taking into account historical averages. So
Okay.
it's more of a conservative look.
Okay.
So that, I mean, I forgot to leave out the disclaimer before. So that was expectations versus historical averages. So
Understood.
when the economy or real estate goes through that recession, historically, this is how much real estate has improved over this period of time. Now, just on economists' expectations, not taking into anything previous,
Sure.
just looking at current market, what's happened over the last 3 years, many are predicting over 8 to 9%. So that's a conservative 4% versus a somewhat aggressive way to look at things. Nobody knows a true answer, but the bottom line is, if you're buying a $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 house, even if it is only appreciating 4%, that's a lot.
Exciting. That's very
That's
exciting.
a lot.
Yeah.
And now you can feel like if you're buying something now, you can feel confident that if you buy it right, and you can only buy it right if you get hooked up with the right realtor.
Yep.
That was not a plug for you.
Thanks.
But if you
looked
buy
at me.
if you buy it right, you should be able to gain equity and be in charge of your mortgage. So,
Yeah.
good news all around.
Definitely. You can kind of feel it out there. You know, it's just out there. All the positive energy. It's finally nice to see this. I remember back in 2009, driving down the road, it seemed like everybody took out all their old clunkers and everybody was driving old cars. And you can, in the news reports, they're talking about how even car sales for last year were up.
Car sales killing it.
Really high, which
Absolutely.
which is a good sign of the times.
Absolutely.
And it's nice to see that. So if you're just joining us, this is the Roundtable. This is Real Estate Simplified. I'm your host, Emilio DiSpirito, and our co-host, Zachery Levesque. And we're talking about current trends in the market right now. Zach just gave us a quick recap of what's going on in the financial end of the market, which is really awesome. It's more affordable than ever as far as rate-wise to buy a home. And as far as what I'm going to tell you about today, let's talk about, last week we spoke a little bit about first-time home buyers, the average age and average income. Well, across the United States, according to the National Association of Realtors, repeat home buyers are actually 53 years of age on average and $95,000 median income. 9% of these buyers are buying because of job relocations, right? 24% of the buyers because they desired to purchase a new home, and 8% of the buyers moved for a better location, different neighborhood, change in family. And as far as what's going on here in Rhode Island, okay, there was 136 single-family homes sold in the last 7 days, okay, at about 92% of list price. So the average home that's selling right now in Rhode Island is $347,880. Now, if we look back at last year, this is pretty impressive, Zach. I think you'll like this. Last year, the average price at this time was $275,852. So from $347 to $275, that's a huge swing.
Absolutely.
Huge swing.
Very positive signs.
Definitely, and that's another sign of the times as well. So a smile went across my face when I seen that. So many people were scared for so long, and now it's like, take a breath of fresh air. It's great.
Yeah, I think the general consensus now is almost every area of the economy is improving. Unemployment's down, home sales are up, home builder confidence, sentiment of the American people. A lot of good things happening, and I think I'm confident that we're at the point where we've gotten through the tough times.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too, man. It's great. Especially if you have children, you love to hear that. So as far as multifamily, same number as last week, 23 homes, multifamily homes have sold. This year, actually, if you're an investor, multifamily homes are selling less than they were last year. So 152,000 in the past week versus 166,000 last year at this time. Not so shabby, not so shabby. In condos, condos actually fell a bit. The average sold price $265 versus last year around this time the original list price of and sale price of $305,000. So slipped a little bit, but we actually have to take a commercial break. So when we come back, we're gonna have a special guest here today, Kendra Chatterley with Rise Interiors. She's a home stager and interior decorator. She's phenomenal. So she's got a ton of tips for us that she's going to share. Staging for the senses. Right back at you. Newsradio 920, The Roundtable. Thanks for listening.